Ladies and gentlemen, attention, please. If you could, yeah, I think that's good. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to take this opportunity to welcome you to this reception that has been graciously put together courtesy of the Kenya Human Rights Commission, the organization I work for, and Journalists for Justice. I would start by acknowledging and recognizing the presence of Madam Fatou Bensouda, the Chief Prosecutor, Peter Diban, the Director, Trust Fund for Victims, James Stewart, Deputy Prosecutor, the Attorney General of Kenya, Professor Githu Muigai, who I've seen around, Kenya's Ambassador to the Netherlands, Ambassador Makena Mushiri, the government spokesperson from Kenya, Mr. Manoa Isipisu, the state delegates who are here, the ICC court officials, the non-governmental organizations represented here, as well as the journalists. I say thank you very much for finding time to come here this evening, and I say karibuni. Over the last 10 days or so, we've listened to a lot of conversation and debate among the Assembly of State Parties. But unfortunately, or from where we stand, the debate has simply focused more on what we should do with the Kenyan cases, especially in regards to the sitting head of state. So we thought maybe this side event is going to be very important to also get the other perspective. And it's aptly titled here, The Muffled Voices. Who are the real victims? When I was quickly looking up the synonyms for muffled, I think what came out, or what stands out clearly, is it could also be called the stifled voices, the muted voices, the silenced voices, or the subdued voices. And these voices have different ways of expressing themselves, even if in official fora like this, they may not be there. And behind there, I think I've listened to the voices speak back to me. They have spoken about 15,000 words to me. I counted the pictures. We have over 15 pictures, and they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So already by looking at the victims, I've listened to 15,000 words from them. And I think that is important for us to take into account. Without further ado, I want to welcome Mr. Feigo Geno to give us a few comments on his perspective on the victims. Welcome.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Great benefit of being physically present here today is you get to drink a bit of wine, something you wouldn't be able to do if you were present by video link. So it's we've certainly heard plenty from diplomats and lawyers during this week. Now it's a chance to let the poets have their say. This is a multimedia exhibition featuring photographs from Kenya's post-election violence, accompanied by reflections from a series of Kenyan poets. The witness numbers are entirely fictional, the witness experiences are fictional, the photographs are completely real. Some of the poets you'll hear are sarcastic, some are tender, some are satirical, but all of them remind us of the power of art to help the healing process in societies which have been torn apart by ethnic hatred. And this exhibition goes further than that. It's perhaps not often that we consider photography and poetry to be a means of reflecting on the experience of victims, both when they suffer the crimes committed against them and later when they testify about those crimes, or when they don't testify because they've been terrified by others. This exhibition also features some shocking photographs. It reminds us of the power of photography to shock and it also reminds us of the importance of creating an objective historical record, not only of the post-election violence, but of all cases of mass atrocity, of the importance of creating that record not only for mankind's general memory of mass atrocity, but also for strengthening institutions in the countries where we work so that they can create mechanisms to make sure that what was seen in Kenya in 2008 will never happen again. Well, there's been a lot of talk this week about heads of state. Heads of state are not known for their love of poetry, but I want to finish with a few comments from one head of state, President John F. Kennedy, speaking shortly before he died 50 years ago, said, "When power leads man towards arrogance, poetry reminds him of his limitations. When power narrows the area of man's concern, poetry reminds him of the richness and diversity of his existence. When power corrupts, poetry cleanses." Those are some things that we can keep in mind as we listen to the Kenyan poets in a few moments when we play this video of 11 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gaylor, for keeping it short and simple so that we may interact more with the poetry and the pictures.